What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Full 90, and today it is time for the Champions League. I want to give a shout out to the new members who joined the TF90 Super Tipster since the last video: Keelio James, Scotty GG, Adyeni Adenuga, and Mamadou Sadialo. We just came off the back of a Super Sunday, not to mention the Saturday accumulator of double chance and under 3.5 goals for Chelsea, Arsenal, and Wolves, because I had a funny feeling, the reason I went with double chance and under 3.5 instead of an outright victory, that Chelsea or Arsenal, and maybe even Wolves, to be fair, would let that down, and it all looked like they were going to at some point. But we had a Super Sunday treble of Man City halftime, full-time, Napoli win to 0, and Lyon and Lens both to score in Ligue 1. But the crown jewel, the Sunday five-fold mega accumulator, Juventus and Barcelona to win. Ajax and over 3.5 goals, which was helped by the goal from the other team, of course. And then Man City and both teams to score, Aston Villa's consolation, ensuring that, and Napoli a -2 handicap against the Serie A losers, basically. No offense. So with that many units in profit, you could literally do 40 other accumulators that all fail and you'd still be up. So that's why the mega hackers are always helpful. So if you want to join, then be sure to click the join button or the first link in the description. With that being said, let's get on to the Champions League predictions. And I've got a free mega six-fold accumulator, very similar to that and similar odds. So let's have a look. So we're going to kick it off with AC Milan up against Tottenham. This is a very, very difficult one to predict. AC Milan, obviously in the group stage against Chelsea, were floundering, losing 5-0 on aggregate across the two legs. Tottenham just took an absolute battering from Leicester, having just beaten Man City. It's difficult to know where this game's going to go. However, I think Tottenham would be the happier team if they avoided defeat away from home and they could then take it back to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So I think with AC Milan's struggles and Conte's sort of European pedigree, a chance to kind of deflect attention really from the Premier League at this moment in time, I do think Tottenham will be able to grab something. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw between the two teams, and my tip would be Tottenham double chance at 1.5. And a lot of these tips that I've chosen make up the six-fold as well. So moving on, we have PSG up against Bayern Munich. PSG not going through a great patch right now, losing to, albeit some of the better teams in Ligue 1, Marseille in the Cup and Monaco in the league, but they were struck down with a virus basically a day or so before the game. There were a lot of absentees. Messi didn't play for them at the weekend. Bayern Munich going from strength to strength, finally getting past their run of draws since the World Cup and getting some high-scoring wins with both teams scoring, and it's difficult for me to look past Bayern Munich in this fixture. Even if PSG are back to essentially full strength, Bayern Munich have a slightly better time against PSG, although it does have to be said they don't always have the best time in the Parc des Princes. It's quite difficult for them. So I honestly don't know. It might be a lineup check for this one. So I'm going to go for a Bayern Munich win 2-1, because it wouldn't surprise me if PSG could actually win the reverse leg away from home. I'm aware of the Messi factor, but in the same way I predicted Bayern Munich to smash Barcelona when Messi played for them, I think there's only so much that Messi can do. Bayern Munich are looking like the well-oiled machine. I think their run of form has come just in time, and obviously look at that record from the group stage. My tip, however, is going to be both teams scoring over 2.5 goals at 1.72. After that, it's Borussia Dortmund up against Chelsea. Borussia Dortmund in fantastic form, winning all of their recent games, and Chelsea struggling to even score a goal. They obviously unfairly, I think, drew with West Ham. I think they could have easily and should have had a penalty at the end there, but I think it's going to be a very tall order to expect Chelsea to go to Dortmund and win. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. I could see Dortmund win. They're in, like I said, phenomenal form, but Chelsea do keep it quite tight. They don't concede many goals. They don't score many goals. With that being said, though, I think it's fair to expect both teams to score at least one. So I'm going for a 1-1, and my tip is both teams to score at 1.7. Next up, it's Club Brugge up against Benfica. I think this is going to be a close game, a tough game, but ultimately I expect the quality of Benfica to shine through. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Benfica. You could look at both teams to score. In fact, Club Brugge, in their recent game, both teams to score was a members tip given out, and it ended 1-1. So I do think both teams will score. Club Brugge at home are a decent team, as you can see. That's why they're still in the competition. But I think Benfica are just a sort of another level. So I'm going to go 2-1. My tip is Benfica to win at 1.9 right here. After that, Eintracht Frankfurt up against Napoli. I love these odds. I love this fixture. I'm aware it's next week, but I think Napoli's going to win. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Napoli. Napoli, one of the teams that, out of many teams that have been throwing up curveballs and mistakes, one of the many teams this year that I've personally been able to rely on in terms of betting, backing. Obviously, we had them cover a -2 handicap at the weekend. We had it without conceding. I think Napoli win 2-1, and I'm going for Napoli to win at 2.25 as my tip. Liverpool, Real Madrid. This one is an absolute curveball. Real Madrid obviously playing and winning in the Club World Cup, etc., etc. Liverpool haven't yet played Everton in the Merseyside derby. That'll kick off 2 hours after this video is uploaded. And Liverpool have been struggling a little bit recently, and I don't know where this is going to go. It's at Anfield. I think Real Madrid wouldn't be disappointed with a draw at Anfield, knowing that they can go to the Bernabeu and take the win. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Again, though, my tip is both teams to score at 1.53. Moving on to Inter Milan up against Porto. Inter at home, a decent team. Porto very much a home side as well. I'm going for Inter Milan just to shade it here. 2-1. And my tip is actually Inter Milan to win at 1.85. I think they're a really good unit, and I think they are perhaps just slightly better than Porto. Porto, very good side, and don't get me wrong, they've been killing it recently. But I just think Inter Milan just to get the win. Porto could definitely do something, but Inter Milan, decent odds. I'm going to go for that one. And the final one is RB Leipzig up against Man City. Leipzig are good for a goal. Man City are good for a few. I'm going for another 3-1 win to Manchester City. And I'm rinsing and repeating the same tip. I'm going Man City to win and both teams to score. We just refresh my memory. So, I mean, there we go. Sevilla, 3-1. Last result, Leipzig's wins. 4-0 Shakhtar, 3-2 Madrid, 2-0 Celtic. That's just Celtic. But 3-1 Celtic as well. So it's not uncommon for both these teams to score. And the better team in the matchup typically taking the result. So I think both teams to score would be a good shout there. So my accumulator would actually be PSG, Bayern Munich, both teams scoring over 2.5 goals. Tottenham double chance. Dortmund, Chelsea both to score. And then Benfica, Napoli and Man City all to win with odds of 33.61. So that is going to do it for my Champions League round of 16 part 1 predictions. If you did enjoy it, please do drop a like. Subscribe down below on the road to 25,000 subscribers. And turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. We've got Premier League coming up soon. And then as the Europa League gets into the last stage of the competition, we'll probably add that too. So that is going to do it from me. I hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you in the next video very soon.